Alright, here's what my plan is. Go for Tiffany. Hope Tiffany gets KO'd. Perfect. Tiffany, I am so grateful for your sacrifice. If I can land this stun spore. Okay, she's going for the swords dance. Please land this stun spore. Land it! Land it! Yes! This is it! Chat, I need your energy now! Chat, if you are there, chat, this is it! I need you to give me your energy! Give TK your energy! Give TK your energy, chat! Give me your energy! Give TK your energy!
Tactic 124 Reshi Cheer Tactic 124 Reshi Cheer Tactic 124 Reshi Cheer Tactic 124 Reshi Cheer Tactic 124 Happy Ponyta Tactic 124 Happy Ponyta Tactic 124 Happy Ponyta.
Yes! Come on! Come on! Yes! We did it! We did it! So, as you probably figured out by the title of the video, I'm going to be talking about why the Cynthia battle in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl has raised the bar in terms of what a real champion battle should feel like from this point onward. Let's get into it. Now, there's a reason why people talk about Cynthia, how terrifying she was before Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, how she was seen as the strongest champion ever seen in a Pokemon game. First was her team. Her team was exceptionally well balanced, covering nearly every weakness she might have had, mixed with heavy hitters and bulky Pokemon that champions after failed to replicate and previous champions lacked. Let me explain why that is. In previous generations before Cynthia, the champions tended to have a theme, starting with Lance. And before you yell at me, let me remind you all that until after we beat Lance, he was considered the champion, the strongest trainer, before Blue beat him prior to us beating Lance. Until then, Lance's team consisted of mostly dragon-like Pokemon, and they all generally had a major weakness being ice or electric attacks. In Gold and Silver, that champion was also Lance. Then along came Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald, with Steven, Stone, and Wallace, depending on the game. If it was Steven, then his team was built around metals and rocks, with ground, steel, and rock-type Pokemon. Generally, you could exploit their weaknesses of water types and fire types, with Wallace's team being all water type Pokemon, and we all know how to beat that. In Diamond and Pearl, along came Cynthia, but since this video is already glorifying her, we'll skip her since we all know her team lineup. Alder and Iris from Black and White State also had a theme, with Alder having a more varied team but mostly being based around bug types, and finally Iris, who specialized in dragon types. And we all know how that song and dance goes. Moving on, Diantha from X and Y has a more varied team lineup. However, it suffers from too many similar weaknesses, specifically Ice. Given she has responses to them, Nobody that I've ever seen, and I'm not gonna break this trend, will say that she is a mountain one cannot climb on their first try if their team lineup has any thought put into it. Now, I'm gonna skip over Alola because technically you become the champion, so yeah. Moving on to Galar, while Leon of the Galar region supposedly is in lore the undefeated champion of the region, the only thing that makes him a threat is that he brings the starter you and Hop didn't choose, which is the superior element to the one you pick as the player. However, with the Dynamax mechanic, if you set yourself up, you can knock Leon down without too much effort. I mean, people have beaten him with only a single Magikarp, or even a team of level 1 Ghastlies, so he isn't that scary. But now, let's get back to our Diamond and Pearl waifu, Cynthia. Why is Cynthia in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl so strong? And why is it that her champion title fight raises the bar of how a champion battle should feel in terms of the player's growth in their journey? Let's start off with her team. When talking about her debut battle in Diamond and Pearl, her team is exactly the same, levels and all. But the real difference comes in how they treated her team. First is her abilities and items. The only Pokemon on her first lineup that had abilities she could use were Spiritomb and Lucario, who used Pressure and Steadfast, respectively. Otherwise, the others had no ability the player had to fear, and the only item she had was a lowly Citrus Berry on her Garchomp. Given it was her Garchomp, but still, it was only a lowly Citrus Berry. In Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, however, all of her Pokemon have useful abilities, with her Roserade, Gastrodon, and Garchomp getting access to far better abilities, with Garchomp's being its hidden ability. They each are holding items now, with the Citrus Berry being moved on to Spiritomb, Roserade using an Expert Belt, Gastrodon holding Leftovers, Lucario holding Wise Glasses, Milotic a Flame Orb, and Garchomp a Yachi Berry. This means her team already goes up by 5 on the danger scale, and she was already a solid 8 to 9 to begin with in her weaker form. Next, as we all know, and if you don't know, well, now you are going to know, the champions tend to have better IVs compared to the gym leaders and standard trainers we see throughout our journey, with the champions having perfect 31 out of possible 31 IVs a Mon can have in any stat. However, Cynthia in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl is a whole other beast, with her Mons having the maximum of 510 EVs a Mon can have at any time, with each of her Pokemon having a 252, again, the maximum a stat can have in at least one stat depending on the Mon. This, again, raises the difficulty scale of the champion compared to all past champions, and she was already a tough fight, again, to begin with. To put this into perspective, most people during the story tend to not focus on competitive training. So if you were to take a story Garchomp and if we're on the same level as Cynthia's Garchomp, your Garchomp would lose the speed fight almost every time, even with a speed boosting nature. Unless you got lucky with the speed IV and you were training your Garchomp for speed the entire time, knowing how EVs worked, she would always land the first strike, and probably would win the exchange. She even has competitive natures for her team, meaning she'll either hit first or she'll hit harder than whatever story Pokemon you brought to the champion fight. Alright, let's wrap up all this knowledge, and you have a champion who uses a very well balanced team that has moves that take into account all possible threats, each holding items that either enhance their offensive capabilities or prolong their survivability, with abilities that take advantage of their items, cover weaknesses, or punish the opponent in some way, have competitively desired natures to enhance their strength, and have competitively viable IVs and EVs to further improve their battle prowess, on top of having access to at least 2 full restores to pull her Pokemon out of a top spot, and you can see why Cynthia, once again, asserts her dominance to the Pokemon fandom as the strongest champion in Pokemon's history, and why she represents exactly what a champion title fight should feel like. A mountain to overcome, leaving a feeling of exhilaration and accomplishment when achieved. Now, if you agree with me that this is how all champions should be treated in Pokemon, let me know in the comments below and give this video a like and even share it with people. Until next time, my viewers!